Partners, we're 1,500 people, architects, about 1,200 of us in London, and the remainder in 12 offices around the world. We're actually a series of limited companies, despite our title, but the constitution is a partnership, and it's in that context I'm not a CEO. I'm a managing partner by consensus, and that's good and difficult. The key pieces for me, and I'll just run through some things and maybe it will help with the discussion. Agility and communication have been the two key things, I think, for us over the last few months. Back in the beginning of March, set up an EMCOM, an emergency committee. We met daily until the beginning of this month, when we actually are now down to 2 days a week. That was looking at all the impacts, both immediate, making very short-term decisions, daily decisions, to planning ahead. And we came up with proposals for the exec. So not a full board meeting, but the exec met daily again for 2 months. That's now down to 2 days a week as well, in order to form that into clear policies that were agreed and then communicated to the whole practice. I write a daily email, have done now for nearly 4 months. Sometimes it's very short. It always starts with, or sometimes starts with an intro, but the first thing is communicates is how many people have been ill, and that's just whether they had cold, flu or fever-like symptoms, and how many have recovered and how many are seriously ill. I'm delighted to say that only 3 people have been seriously ill. Everyone has recovered, and we've had 107 cases so far, of which 106 have recovered. But so that ties into what were the overarching priorities. They were health of colleagues, number one, and then protecting employment. And I think now we've moved into the next step, which is all about more medium and long-term planning as things have evolved. We were ahead of the government early on, stopping flights, starting working from home, partly because we have 4 offices in China, so that was we could see it up close early what the impacts were. We did surveys of our colleagues there and used that to inform all decisions back home. I think clearly it's massively easier all in and all out than it is going to be going forward when it's partially in and partially out, with all the nuances that has. We've achieved amazing results, far better than we thought, with, going to your survey earlier, most of our work being more productive, most of our colleagues being more productive than we thought they would be. But having said that, as our colleagues in China, some of them have been back for a couple of months, it is clear that they're massively more productive in reality in the office than they are at home. So part of it's a mindset, and people have really taken on a challenge. And I think it depends what work you do. We're in a creative world. We need teamwork. We need collaboration, and quite a lot of that's missing. We also are very heavy on use of software, which can cause delays if it's all remote working. I think morale is important. So that's part of the daily missive piece that I do, but we've put a whole load of initiatives into the office, from well-being to training to lessons for children, to inspirational talks. Even had Eddie the Eagle, Sally Kettle, and then we did a whole piece on designing scrubs and designing visors that we put on open source. We've made 40,000 of them, given them to local hospitals, and drawn scrubs and given those to the patterns to local charities. All of that was really important actually for morale. Morale's got tougher, I'd say. 3 months in, any excitement or novelty has worn off, and it's fine maybe for managing partners who may be lucky enough to have houses with gardens, but a lot of our colleagues don't. They live in flat shares, and without gardens and without subsidised food and things that they would have in the office. So in fact, a lot of them haven't saved money. It's costing them more. And it's grim, and it's quite interesting. We did surveys for who wanted to come back, and unsurprisingly, quite a lot of people did want to come back, notwithstanding the results of this survey. Transparency is absolutely key. Not only just on, I think, sickness, but on all the things that we've done as we now head back to the office. We've got currently 10% back in the office, between 10 and 14 daily. We expect to be up to 25 to 30 by the end of September. Back in the office on a daily basis, not the same 10 or 20% at anyone, on every day. In terms of protecting the company, we asked our colleagues for a 20% voluntary pay cut back in March. 5 minutes, I'll stop very quickly, Richard. And 99%, over 99% said yes. We did that for three months. We stopped it at the end of June, and we are looking to, we hope to repay that before the end of the year, because actually so far things have been better than we expected. We're now looking at much more at the next 3 to 6 months than just the immediate challenge. I'm happy to take questions at the end on how it's changing the world of office life. We're definitely going to change in terms of technology that we're going to use. We're going to reorganize how we work on the campus, but I don't think we're going to move to everybody working at home. I'm happy to have that as a wider discussion later. Thank you.